Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone had a great week. I won't be able to do the show live next week, so tonight I'll be sharing the predictions for the next 2 weeks and giving a quick overview of what February could have in store for all of us. Unfortunately, I won't have time for a caller tonight because I'm doing a double show. Kind of, sort of. All right. So February is going to be a great month energetically. There currently are no retrograde planets, so we are all moving forward. And that's going to last until February 18th. So you pretty much have a clean slate all month long for launching any new businesses. So if you've been thinking about doing that, now's the time, take those steps. If you're wanting to get new projects off the ground, it's a great time to follow through on taking any important steps and making any important decisions. So again, the energy is clean, it's fresh, it's wide open to you. There are endless possibilities. Seize all of them. Take action steps now, right? Like now is the time, especially if you've been working on things and been trying to get organized. So now is the time to launch before things go into retrograde. You could have the opportunity to turn any challenges into golden opportunities. This month we have increasingly strong energy waves coming in, preparing us for an energetic shift in March. These energy waves are coming from the sun and beyond. And these waves of energy for February are codes that activate our DNA. And the way that I'm interpreting this vision is these codes are in the form of light. It's the easiest way that I can try to explain something that is so complex. If you want a more in-depth explanation and trying to maybe understand better what I'm talking about, since I have limited time here, I recommend watching a show on Gaia TV called Wisdom Teachings with David Wilcock. I would recommend that you start at episode 1 of season 1 and work your way through all of the series. There's 30 seasons, so there's a ton of them, but definitely start at the beginning. He does a really great job of explaining our reality with scientific proof. And this is what I liked about the show is the fact that he's able to bridge that gap, right? Because so much of this energy and telepathy and psychic abilities and all those things that we consider mystical and metaphysical, he does a really, really great job of explaining the science behind it. So I highly recommend that you check it out. Gaia, you do have to charge, they do charge for that. It's kind of like a Netflix, but with everything spiritual. So again, check that out to get a better understanding of what I'm talking about and how I'm able to interpret these energies. Now, these codes will be activating more people to wake up to expanded levels of consciousness. And those of you who have been awake for a while and are also you're also receiving information in these codes, but they're activating another layer of your awakening, right? We're all a little bit in different spaces of our awakening, different areas of or levels of consciousness. So everyone is going to be affected by these energies. Those of you that are more sensitive, you'll be able to pick up on it. You'll feel differently. Some of you won't even realize that you've been activated until weeks from now when all of a sudden you are not looking at your life in the same way, right? You're looking at it from a much higher perspective and you start having different experiences. Most of these energies have been familiar to us over the last year or so. The energy that's coming in the month of March will have new information in the light codes, and that's going to significantly speed up the process of what's happening here on this planet. You could have a few days this month that feel awkward, uncomfortable, stressful, and challenging. You could feel overloaded, or your nervous system could feel overstimulated. Take it easy those days and try to rest. All right, let's get into what you can expect from tonight through to Thursday, February 21st. These are general messages for everyone in areas of work, love, finances, health, and spirituality. General themes for the next 2 weeks. I feel everyone is going to have moments where they feel like they're in the right time at the right place. And these 2 weeks feel pretty sweet to me. I mean, I just feel like, I don't know, to me, they feel like the best 2 weeks in a really, really long time. I just feel unexpected opportunities. People are aligning with their purpose. People are meeting new people, people that you vibe with. It's almost like you're finding your tribe. You're just connecting on deeper and more meaningful levels. There's new connections. You're connecting with yourself deeper. You're understanding yourself better. It just feels like a really, really, really good 2 weeks. And some of these sweet things that could arise, they could arise through challenges, right? So it's life. So there's things that are going to come up. So it may be a little bitter in the beginning, but it will be sweet in the end. So you may have to face some challenges first. It just depends on what you need in order to get you where you're trying to go. Remember, your soul always knows what you need, and sometimes we have to face a challenge in order to overcome a fear that's been holding us back. So keep that in mind when you are dealing with any sort of challenge, that it truly is in the best interest of you, and that's why it's happening. And if you could try to keep a positive outlook, focus on solutions, not problems, and definitely don't blame, right? Blame does not work. You just keep going around and around with people over and over again. So focus on solutions. Those of you who have been trying to make progress by pushing, rushing, or forcing things to happen, I just feel like you're going to need to chill the F out these next 2 weeks. You need to relax. The message coming through for you loud and clear is to be in stillness. Great success comes from being still, quiet, and undisturbed. Contemplate, observe, and be, but do not act or react. And I'm talking to those of you that are pushy and you try to force things to happen, right? Like when you're trying to be a control freak and nothing seems to be working out, so you're forcing. Those are the people that I'm talking to, right? Those are the ones that need to not act on something right now. I feel like you've got to take a step back. You've got to let it go for a minute. It hasn't been working for you. And if you try that, no action for the next 2 weeks, I feel like you'll be pleasantly surprised to see what happens. Things will naturally kind of just take off for you again. I feel like you have nothing to lose to let go for 2 weeks. It's the perfect excuse. With all of this new energy coming in and with this clean slate, you have the perfect opportunity to turn around a situation, perception, a relationship, old ways of doing things, or your entire life if you want to. So seize these 2 weeks to be the change that you wish to see in the world, right? Or to see in your life anyway. I definitely feel like whatever challenges have been coming up, now is the time to focus on the solution. You've been dwelling on the problem. Let's dwell on the solution instead. Another message coming through is to love and let yourself be loved. Working on giving and receiving love will be a strong theme over the next 2 weeks. You'll be made aware of whether or not you are loving yourself and whether or not you are blocking yourself from receiving love. It's going to show up in various ways. For some of you, it's going to show up through romantic relationships. For some, it will be through platonic relationships or coworkers or your boss or the bad guy at the grocery store. Or you will realize that you are either loving yourself or you're not loving yourself. And if you come to realize that you're not loving yourself, then you will realize that that is why people showing up in your life don't allow you to feel loved, right? Your perception of them is that they don't love you or they might treat you badly. So it all starts with you. You'll also be receiving love energetically from the divine feminine, helping you overcome resistance to love. So that's also going to be some part of those energy and light codes that are coming through. And again, you might be consciously aware of it or you might not. But even if you're not, it's happening. So be open to receive love. You'll also be made aware of the fact that no matter how much you plan or prepare, you can't plan and prepare for everything in life. You undoubtedly will have to take steps forward in faith and focus on the outcome you want. Manifestation will be happening much more quickly this year. So, however you want to look at that, you could look at it from the perspective of karma. So if you do something, that maybe morally isn't acceptable, you'll see instant karma for it, right? But the same thing is where you're putting your energy is what you create. So manifestation is going to be happening very, very quickly, and it will speed up. This first half is not going to be that intense, but come the summertime, like June, July, really July onwards, I think we're going to be seeing a whole other reality taking form. Balance, friendship, joy, and sharing will be a highlight as well. You'll get confirmations and validations on whether or not you're on the right path, whether or not you're being appreciated and loved. Really, these next 2 weeks just feel really, really, really good for most of you. Again, challenges could arise, but they're coming up for you to change your perception and change your path. Excuse me. Let me take a drink really quick before I choke on myself here. So again, really the energy is going to be prime. It's going to be good weeks ahead. Challenges may arise for some of you. Change your perception and you'll change your path. Doors need to close in order for new ones to open. So again, try to have a positive perspective on any challenges that are coming your way. The animal spirit energy for the next 2 weeks is the whale. And the whale represents desire to delve deeper, profound peace, ancient wisdom. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their lives. These experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. When you're in balance in this energy, you feel calm, you feel steady, you're deeply compassionate. If you are out of balance with this energy, then things feel heavy and you could slip into your old story. And the old story is basically all the pity party stories we have for ourselves. Oh, back in 1985, this happened to me and so this and that. It's that kind of a story that I'm talking about. To bring yourself back into balance, regular self-care, whatever that looks like for you, loving yourself, right? Work. For those of you that are employed or have your own business or going to school full time, I kind of lump that all in together under the work category. If you've been wanting to make changes in your working life, now is the time to take those steps. The energy could not be better for it. So if you've been feeling fearful about making any changes in this area of your life, I do feel like you will get over that fear. It's no longer holding you back. You're still going to feel the fear, but you're going to actually take steps. And so again, if you've been contemplating this, now is the time to make moves. Make moves. Put your application out. Send out your resume. Make the changes. You won't regret it. I see plenty of you doing this. Keep in mind, patience and action are needed, right? So now's the time. It doesn't mean that you're going to get hired in the next 2 weeks, but the energy and the intention of you putting it out there will, again, like I said, manifestation is happening more quickly. I also see chance meetings, which could help further your career. Some of you could be finally launching your own business. I feel like some of you have been working on that or have been thinking of ideas and how you can do that. And finally, you're getting some momentum forward with that. Most of you, I feel, are going to be feeling appreciated at work. Overall, the environment at work feels good. I do feel there's a handful of you that work is going well, like overall, big picture, work is good. You're happy, you're feeling appreciated, but at the same time, like maybe you don't really like your job, but you're good, right? That kind of a vibe. Those of you that are looking for a job, finally, I feel like there seems to be some real forward momentum in the unemployment area. I do feel several of you getting callbacks for jobs that you actually want, right? Not just jobs to get by or jobs that you will absolutely hate or don't want to do. I feel like these are jobs that you will end up liking. So maybe even in the beginning, if you think, I don't know, give it a shot, because I feel like a lot of you are going to really end up in places that are going to work in your favor. I do feel also several of you getting callbacks for jobs, several of you getting hired for jobs, and several more of you I feel are starting right away. For some of you, I feel like it's literally going to be, hey, you get a call, hey, we really want to interview you. You go in for the interview and they're like, we're going to hire you on the spot, like that kind of a vibe. So I feel like for some of you, it's going to happen very, very quickly. Now, I still feel like there is a possibility a government shutdown happening again. I'm not feeling quite as strongly about it as I did last week, but I do feel like there's still a possibility. I feel like there's a lot of drama happening. So some of you may have a possibility of being out of work again. But I do feel like you'll be able to make ends meet through various other means, maybe between unemployment, but also some side jobs. I really feel like you'll figure out a way and you're going to be okay. Love, for those of you that are in committed relationships and dating seriously, a group of you could be dealing with petty arguments and disagreements, which will only help highlight the whole giving and receiving love thing for you. And again, don't get sucked into the drama and the emotional part of any kind of argument and disagreement. Really kind of try to be the observer of what's happening and why you feel the way that you do, right? Why do you feel that way? And are you positive that what's happening right now and the way that you see it is the reality of the situation? So really take a moment and reflect, right? Don't just be in your emotions. Some of you, I think, will find out the person that you're interested in is interested in you too. So I feel like there's some of you that have kind of been talking to someone or hanging out with someone, but maybe it hasn't quite blossomed into a relationship, even though it may seem like it's a relationship. Either way, I just kind of feel like you're going to find out you're on the same page. So I think that's a positive. Be patient, because I still don't feel like it's going to move along as quickly as you might want it to, but I do feel like there's a possibility it's going to happen. Everyone else I do feel is happy and content, or at the very least stable and okay. I don't feel any major dramas. I'm not really feeling breakups or that sort of intensity that has been going on over the last several months. It just feels more like things are starting to balance itself out, and we're getting a little break from all of the purging and all of the processing. Those of you that are looking for love, some of you are going to meet a soulmate this week or next that has the strong possibility to become your happily ever after. And some of you will meet this person through your work or through their work. It's something to do with work. Some of you it will be a chance meeting. I feel like maybe you're out and about and you bump into this person, or you're out with a friend and a friend introduces you. It will seem very, very random. But it's not, because there's no randomness, right? There's no coincidence. So I definitely feel it will seem like a chance meeting, but it is divinely orchestrated in your favor. And some of you will actually meet through a dating app. And some of them I feel like there's a couple of you that where it kind of seems like it's a hookup thing. You're just hooking up, but it ends up being a soulmate connection. And lastly, a few of you could be feeling lonely and down over the next 2 weeks. You're looking for someone else to complete you and make you feel whole. Unfortunately, until you feel this way about yourself, you won't meet that person. So take these next 2 weeks to get real with yourself, figure out what's keeping you from loving yourself first, and then everything else is going to fall into place for you. Finances, I feel unexpected things could occur financially. It feels like ebb and flow, right? So to me, I feel there's increase coming for some of you and decrease for others. The decrease doesn't feel connected to you losing a job, although it could be the case for a handful, but I feel the decrease is more like an unexpected bill comes up, or all of a sudden your phone bill is super high, things like that. It's just an unexpected expense. So don't get too worked up about it. Regardless of which category you fall into, it's happening for your highest good. Overall, everybody else I feel like will be balanced and stable. And lastly, I do feel some of you getting pay raises. I do feel like that's coming, or maybe you're getting a bonus or you're getting your commission check. And it just feels like there might be extra money for you, but it feels connected to work that you did. And it could also be for some of you that dealt with the government shutdown that you're getting your back pay. Health, some of you need to get a checkup. I do feel like some of you are experiencing some physical symptoms, and I do feel these ailments could be connected to some of the energy waves that are coming through. For some of you, this is going to manifest in physical health issues because that's what you need to experience in order to raise your vibration, your level of consciousness, or, without sounding rude, to get over yourself. So I do feel like maybe you've been trying to take care of yourself, or maybe self-medicating, or, like maybe you hurt your ankle or something and you think that it's fine, but it's still hurting and you're just wrapping it up. Maybe go get it checked out, right? It could be something more serious. I do feel like you've got to get some professional help, and you can choose whether that's traditional or non-traditional, whatever you need. I just feel like you need another set of eyes on it besides yourself. And then the only other thing that I'm feeling under the health category is that I feel like some of you will need to work on your attitude, work on being positive, right? And work on complaining less, and work on focusing on solutions. Like, I can't stress that enough. It's so easy to get wrapped up into complaining and what's going wrong and what's not going right and all of that jazz. And I just feel like, that's something to be consciously aware of. Maybe make a pact with yourself that you're not going to complain and you're going to just be positive. Otherwise, I feel lots of people feeling really, really good, physically healthy. You've got higher levels of energy. With these energy waves coming in, there could be moments where you're feeling a little anxious or having heart palpitations or experiencing things through the physical body versus through awareness in a different way. And that's just going to happen until you integrate that new information into your body, and then you'll get relief from that. Spirituality, it's a great time to explore some ancient wisdom teachings, belief systems, consciousness, ascension, what's happening on the planet, and anything else that you're questioning and that you want to know about. I think it is a great 2 weeks to immerse yourself in all things spiritual. And for the most part, everyone will be guided to some form of body, mind, spirit, and re-examining the past. So I have a few more minutes, which is amazing because sometimes I go over. That covers the next 2 weeks for you. And before I go, let's do a quick moment of Zen. I haven't been able to do one of these for a really, really, really long time. So let's, I'm going to share some energy with you. Let's begin by closing your eyes, and I'll let you know when you can open your eyes again. But right now, I just kind of want you to relax and get into a Zen mode, and then allow yourself to be open to receive. And you can do that by telling yourself, I'm open to receive, or just by relaxing. Whatever method works best for you, just bring awareness to the fact that you're open to receive. And then I'd like you to focus your attention on what you would like this energy to help dissolve and release within you. Have you been stuck in strong emotions? Like, have you been dealing with a lot of sadness, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, any kind of strong emotions? If you've been stuck in those feelings, maybe that's where you want some relief. Have you been stuck in fear, right? Stuck not being able to move forward in your life. Maybe you want to make a career change or any other kind of change in your life, but you've been too afraid to do it. So if you have fear, maybe use that where you want the energy to go. Maybe you're having physical symptoms. If you're dealing with headaches or any other physical ailments, have that be your focal point. Or perhaps you want to open up your own gifts and abilities, and you'd like that energy to focus on your third eye or your pineal gland, or clear out your heart chakras or your solar plexus, whatever it is that you want to see some relief in. Declare it within yourself, and then allow this energy to transform you. Feel it in your body, all right? Take a deep breath in until you can no longer take in air. Hold it for a second, and then blow it out as hard as you can. Now relax in this moment of silence as I send you this transformative energy. Okay, bring your awareness back to the room and open your eyes. Now, this energy is going to work on you over the next few days, okay? We only had a few seconds to do this, but in that moment, I talk to your guides, my guides, all the energy, and basically ask that you get worked on through the entire next few days. And remember, with releasing can come strong emotions and some physical symptoms as the denser energies within you are coming out. All right, that wraps up tonight's show. I hope everybody has a great 2 weeks. I'll see you soon. And if you'd like to book an appointment with me, you can email AskRebecca today at Gmail, or call or text 407-374-3133. Bye.